Holy City Center Radio, episode 52. I am your host, Christian Sanger. Happy July 4th. I believe when this episode comes out, you will probably be celebrating Independence Day, despite the fact that we don't have as many freedoms as we did a week ago. That's neither here nor there right now. We talked about that in the last episode. We have such a good one for you here today. We've got the founders of Eat Me Cookies, Beth and Maddie Barnett. They started this company in 2020 during, of course, the COVID crisis, just like everyone else, trying something new. But these two sisters, they share a knack for baking and a twisted sense of humor. They've combined it with this company where they make homemade cookie cakes using fresh, top-quality ingredients, no added preservatives. And, of course, it's going to be tasty. I got one myself. It's amazing. And you can put all sorts of funny messages on there. I'll let them explain it here in a little bit. Just a little programming note. We are recording this very early in the week. So it won't be a typical episode with topics or anything. So if anything huge happened in the city, the state, the nation, internationally, that's why we're not discussing it, because we recorded this in advance. We're getting a few episodes recorded pretty close together, so there'll be some space there. So something huge happened. That is why it's not being discussed in this episode. I hope you all are well. Everything here is going great. I can't wait for you guys to hear this interview with our guests. So since we have no topics or really anything to share, we're just going to get right into it. So here it is now, my interview with Eat Me Cookies founders. Joining me now are the founders of Eat Me Cookies. It is Beth and Maddie Barnett. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me on Holy City Center Radio.
Yes, and thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We've been waiting for this moment. We finally scored the invite.
I know. We've been, planning for a little bit, and I didn't want to meet you guys. I know we're over the phone because I was worried that you wouldn't live up to the super high expectations I've put you on this huge pedestal of like two of the coolest, funniest people in town. And so
Wow.
no pressure.
No, not any right now, of course, after that introduction.
Well, it's true. Before I get you guys introduce each of you separately, I first heard you on another local podcast hosted by Sarah Frick called Are You For Real, which is a good podcast for those in Charleston who haven't downloaded that. That was the first time I'd heard of you all, and I was like, these two are so funny, and I got to look up who they are. And that was my introduction to you all. Then I'm looking at your business account, and then through that, your personal accounts. I was like, oh my God, these two crack me up. And then I think I DM'd both of you after. I was like, just heard your interview. You're hilarious. I need to hear more about this story, that story, whatever it was. And it's just been a fun ride ever since following y'all. So I appreciate the laughs.
We love a DM slide in.
We do. And I feel like we have kind of forged a really great friendship via Instagram DM.
I think we have. We just haven't met in person yet, which we're
going to make that happen.
Absolutely. Especially if you're bringing some cookies with you. No pressure on that either. But
no, of course
we
not.
never show up empty-handed, really. It's like our go-to gift. So we got you.
Perfect. All right. Before we get too much further, let's have you both introduce yourselves individually so folks know who is speaking. However you all want to do that, introduce yourselves just a little bit about, who you are as background as well.
Great. Beth, you can start.
I'll start since I'm oldest. I'm Beth. I'm the blonde one of the duo, to put a face to the name. I'm 36, and we've now been in Charleston for 2 years. We are New York City transplants due to COVID, which is a great change. But prior to starting our company and becoming a baker, was in a totally different field. I worked for some high profile families as the nanny for their family, and had a really cool and interesting life in New York. But that had since changed since COVID, and now I actually think it's cooler and more interesting.
I agree.
You work for a lot of, families, you said, that are high profile.
High profile families, yes. So after college, I wanted to move to New York, and it kind of seemed at the time in 2008 where our economy loves to just do, the infamous dips.
The subtle crash.
The subtle crash of, oh, good luck finding a job. I was like, I want to get out of Cleveland, where we're initially from. I'm sorry to everyone in Charleston. We are Ohio natives.
It's all right. I'm from New England, so I'm right. I'm like second behind you guys for most
Not
hated. I'm
really.
pretty sure.
I think Detroit,
We're still more hated.
Michigan might be more hated. But
Oh no, you definitely are. But I'm like
Yeah,
a
no,
distant
without a doubt.
second.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we, I wanted to kind of sow my wild oats outside of Cleveland. So that took me to New York. And at the time I had worked for, in my 11-year stint there, worked for 3 different families, very high profile, had really cool experiences with them that I wish I could get into in more detail, but NDAs hold me back from that for all the obvious reasons.
But I do want to mention, Christian, this is a big thing that she totally skipped over. I also nannied for a bit of my time in New York, but after college, she and I both went to Miami of Ohio. She graduated 5 years before me.
Yes.
I'm 31, the brunette. After we graduated, we attended the English nanny and governess school.
Ooh, that sounds very fancy.
So she and I technically are, quote unquote, certified professional governesses, which is pretty much a fancy term for a nanny with a college degree.
Wow.
And because we did that, we completed that program and we got certified in everything from obviously first aid to infant massage,
Defensive driving.
Oh my gosh.
CPR, like equestrian. I don't know.
Oh yeah, sure. For
Because
the
of
horses,
that,
right?
we were able to get the high profile jobs
Yes.
in a big city.
Interesting. I was going to ask about the NDAs. I'm very disappointed to hear there were. I'm not surprised,
I know. I'm
but
sorry.
it's
sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry.
I was hoping we
I
were
have
going to.
stories.
I bet.
Stories for all stories.
I was hoping there's going to be a tell-all book coming out at some point, but those dreams have been dashed.
Yeah, they happen.
If you only knew some of the stories and the things that we have encountered, whoa.
I can't.
It would be a really good book. I'll put it that way.
Oh man! I'll trick you into telling me off the air. Some of these stories.
It won't take much.
It doesn't take much. You know what? You give me one punch from Royal American, and I'm sure I'll be spilling the beans. No problem.
All right, perfect. I just gotta put that in my notes here. One
Yes,
punch
perfect.
to get stories. Got it. All right.
But you're buying. You're buying.
Well, I figured it. If I'm going to trick you into telling things you're not supposed to, that's the nice thing to do, I would think. At least supply the punch. Yeah. So you have this crazy, interesting background, and then COVID hits, and that's kind of it. You decide to move to Charleston or the Charleston area, if not the city proper. And so how did it all of a sudden go from, all right, we got out of New York to, okay, we're not only are we going to stay here, but we're going to start a business. How did this even come to be?
So when COVID first happened, first really became apocalyptic feeling, we fled New York City on March 15th, 2020, and sought shelter with our parents in Bluffton, South Carolina, which obviously, I don't know if you've been to Bluffton, it's a fabulous town, but the difference from New York City to Bluffton.
Seeking shelter is a little like.
No, I know. I was obviously, it's a play on words, just saying we left New York,
right? So
we shacked up with our parents.
Yes.
Bluffton's different than New York City?
Pardon?
Bluffton's a little different than New York City? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Just slightly. Just ever so slightly.
It's just a tad more quiet, I guess you could say. Just a tad.
Well, also New York, especially at that time, was really, really bad, right?
It was insane. I mean, our grocery store shelves were cleared. The streets were quiet.
Yeah, that was the most sobering aspect for us is we were living at the time, of course, we were living together, on Bleecker and Sullivan, which is basically in the heart of Greenwich Village.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a street that goes from the hustle and bustle and cars vrooming at 4:30 in the morning
to quiet,
it becomes very eerie, and you're kind of something is very off. So we had figured, instead of our initial plan of thinking that, because everybody clearly didn't know what the calendar for this was, but we had thought, oh, that's cool. We'll take, the 2-week respite in our apartment. We went to GameStop. We got some Sega Genesis and some Nintendo 64 in the games, and, did the frozen pizza and potato chip route to stock the fridge, and then realized that we were going to be a little bit more in the long haul for it. Thus, we went down to Bluffton with the carry-on and our dog at the time. And what turned into what we thought was it was always pushed back a week. We thought, oh, we'll be here for another week. Another week turned into 2 months, which turned into over 100 days.
And we ended up giving up our apartment and decided that now would be a good time for a change. Which is then, I guess, where the cookie company and moving to Charleston comes into play.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if it was what came first, the chicken or the egg on that one, but at the time, I fortunately was still employed. So I was kind of riding the wave of getting my check every 2 weeks, which was lovely for me. Maddie had been let go.
I was laid off. So I was 30 years old, living with my parents, unemployed, and playing. Well, we had beat Donkey Kong at that point.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I was
sounds
having
awesome,
a bit
but
of
whatever.
a quarter life crisis. It was awesome, but I was like, this
I
can't
know.
last forever.
But I think basically what had happened was we were sitting on our parents' driveway, and as everybody else was doing, you get kind of tired of puzzles and what else were we doing? Like, I mean,
we were rewatching old seasons of The Real World.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like, how old are we
time
talking?
off. But I kind of was like, Maddie, we can do more with our time. We have so much on our hands, and we're kind of, indefinitely here. So let's try and make a little use out of what we've got going on and not kill any more brain cells. So I had revisited an idea, actually, as corny as it sounds. I was listening to the How I Built It podcast. Because I was like, maybe I'll get like a little spark of inspiration here. And lo and behold, I did. And revisited an idea that I had a year or so prior. And just a gifting need that there was no one that was able to fulfill what I wanted done. And it was very simple in theory. I wanted to send a cookie cake to someone's front door that had a funny, custom, maybe raunchy-ish message on it. And what I found during this search was a dated roster of companies and a dated approach into how they looked at desserts and customization and this, that, and the other thing. And, I had said to Maddie, what better way to use our parents' kitchen and a simple supplies here, and let's give it a go. We did.
That's wild. So you basically like, all right, we're gonna make this a business. It wasn't like, let's just make a couple for our friends and see what they think. You guys were ready. You're like, this.
Yeah,
we're gonna
right.
give it a go.
We jump in head first.
We jumped in head first, and I don't think we had any real. We had no idea what we were in for. We knew that we wanted to give it a try. If it failed or took off, we had no expectations. We were just really willing to give it a go. So no sooner did she mention that idea, I got up and registered we figured out a company name, registered us as an LLC, and I built our website, which I have obviously never done before. So people who are listening, if you have an issue with our website, please know that I built it. I was an English major. I'm not into coding, but I did what I could.
I used your website. I ordered a cake. It works pretty good. I didn't see any problems with it. It works.
Well, thank you. I mean, you know what? It's functional, and that's all that matters. And I tried to make it easy.
And that's
that's
how you have to start out. It might not be the one you want in the end, but once you've got some money, you can hire someone to make it all flashy and everything.
Bingo. That's the plan.
So,
but yeah, we jumped in with 2 feet. And of course, as you said, we got the standard orders from family and friends and relatives, but we just so happened to create the company right around Mother's Day. And we posted a funny cake that said, "Thanks for loving me, even though I ruined your vag." And that kind of took off. We woke up the next day and saw that Jill Kargman, who is a New York socialite, and she was also on a Bravo TV show, had reposted it. Padma, the Top Chef judge, had posted it.
Oh, wow.
Questlove had commented on it.
This is all
So
from
that
your
really
like
is-
Instagram post?
Yes.
Wow.
They had commented on, so actually Jill Kargman ended up reposting it permanently on her page.
Wow.
And that's where all of these people in the industry had been commenting on it. And for us seeing that, we were obviously, it was like a pinch me were dreaming moment.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're here.
That is why I was going to ask you, like, how did this start? You know, you have this, little company, just the two of you, that you're starting at your parents' house, and it's, slowly growing. And then all of a sudden, when I was looking at your timeline, there's all sorts of celebrities, whether it's, Bravo reality stars, or as big as, I think the most recent one I saw was Judd Apatow got one. Like, It's just wild that this early it is hit with all those folks. And I was kind of curious how that happened. So it all kind of stems from that one socialite in New York who shared it, and then celebrity saw it. And that seems to be how they, got the word out.
It's definitely been the Spiderweb moment for us. I think also to our benefit during COVID, people were probably much more active on their phones, which is crazy to say because everybody's attached to their phones regardless.
Yes.
And I think too, it was such a dismal, dark, clouded area that when you see something like this that's so ridiculous, the fact that you would gift your mother a cake saying, "Thank you for loving me. I ruined your vagina. I'm really sorry about it." There's no way that anyone can look at that and not find the absolute sheer horror and humor in it. So I think that, when somebody that posted it that does have a platform, it just allows for it to spread much quicker, which really helped our cause. And after Mother's Day, the big holiday is Father's Day. So we were riding on the coattails of that. And it just continued to build out for us because we had people reach out to us about custom orders and this, that, and the other thing. And these were some pretty big names. And once we saw that we could get a little steam behind our ship, we kind of knew that we really had a pretty good foundation here that we had built just in the first 6 weeks of business, that we could just grow from there. And what was lovely and shocking to us, I mean, Maddie and I certainly probably have a little bit more crude humor than your average Southern girl, which is no offense to them or us, but we are a bit more outspoken. We may be an acquired taste to some, but we did find that a lot of the messages that we were posting in those message suggestions on our website, they were actually being taken quite well by a slew of people of all different backgrounds and ages and locations in the country. So I think we were like, that's good. We don't have to tread so lightly. Let's really blossom this business and build it
the way we want
to emulate kind of how we are, our sense of humor, our relationship with our family, our friends, boyfriends, this, that, and the other thing. And I think, we've done a great job also too. And I know I'm rambling, but
you're good.
Customization is so big now, and being able to give people a canvas, which is a treat, a cookie, to be able to pipe 175 characters on. And then our little cookies, we can do about 25 to 30 in the no judgment zone. It really is like it's a beautiful storm.
Yeah, I agree.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's great. And it's not that, it's also, you're talking about some of the raunchier ones you have, but you have some that are, just regular funny. They're not necessarily dirty or anything. So anybody listening, first of all, you can put whatever you want on there. You don't have to put anything funny if you don't want to, but yeah, it runs the gamut. You don't have to get something crazy because
totally.
I'm curious about the Mother's Day one that you mentioned. Is that something if you gave to your own mother, she would find the humor in, or would she be horrified by it? Yeah. Okay. So that runs in the family then?
She would absolutely love it.
It does run in the family. I do think that our company is a perfect representation of who we are. And I mean, our parents and our brother and our sister-in-law and our niece and nephew, even though they're young, we all just kind of have this kind of humor where we're not really easily offended. And on the tail of that, of course we have limitations to what we can put on our website. It's very clear. No racism, no homophobia, no bullying. But, we like I mean, I've always had a potty mouth, I guess. I don't know.
The best people do. The best people do.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, and to go back on, we put whatever people want. We have done cakes as simple as happy birthday, fill in the blanks, to happy explicit birthday, explicit, fill in the blank. So we really wear a jacket of many colors in that. And as I've told people before too, as every business is, as every brand is, we're not for everybody. We never claim to be for everybody, but we also do not turn people away unless there's an apparent reason that we should. We do try and work with everybody. We've got a really lovely customer base. I feel like we've been pretty well received in Charleston with people that have been very supportive of our business and our ideas. And it's been very fun and exciting.
So a couple questions based on some of the stuff you said. First, we mentioned celebrities. Has there been one that really sticks out to you that you can talk about? I don't know, if they posted it publicly, obviously you can, but is there one that was just like, oh my gosh?
Yeah, I'll start. My favorite is Sonia Morgan, who is one of the original Housewives of New York. I find her to be a fucking icon, and I love her. She is exactly what I want to be when I grow up.
I'm already there.
She is a rich bitch. She is single. She has an adorable dog, a beautiful daughter. I could maybe do without a child. I'm happy either way. But to me, I just kind of have grown up watching her, and I find her hilarious. So when she received one of our cookies and not only, complimented it, commented on it, but sent her photograph with the cookie, to me, that was just...
No, that's amazing.
I mean, that was amazing.
That's so great.
We really have quite an unbelievable roster of people that we've sent to. And I think, for us, what we have found is really cool is we just don't pay to post in essence, which a lot of people, so it doesn't guarantee a post, but we've been very fortunate that a lot of the people that we've sent to, they do post.
Right.
I mean, we did get cookies to the Kardashians, which is very pivotal send. They did not post because, I mean, my God.
Yeah.
Duh.
They've probably got all paid posts and everything they got to do. And
yeah, but we'd have to take a mortgage out of my parents' house if that was the case.
Right.
They needed to pay to post.
But we did get feedback from their friend that
sent it that basically got cookies to give to them, and she was giving us kind of a play-by-play, we just dropped them off at Chloe's house, it's a household name. I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, no big deal. We're not freaking out. That's awesome.
That's amazing. And obviously, it's one thing that, it's funny. It's perfect for Instagram and social media to take pictures of it. But it wouldn't matter if the cookie was not tasty. Obviously, that's a big part of it, too. You guys also make things that people enjoy eating. So it's not just a gimmick. It's actually really good dessert kind of food as well.
Yes.
And
well,
thank you. Have you had one of our cookies?
I ordered one from you all, which I will be posting, and I've been waiting because I forgot to take a picture of it, but I'm going to eat it today because I've been staring at it.
Wow, fantastic.
But it says, I had you guys make me a cookie cake that says, "We were on the Holy City Center podcast, and all we got was this order."
Yes.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Worth it at the end of the day, regardless.
So I will be enjoying it today. I just had to make sure I took a picture because phones got to eat first, as you know.
Well, always.
You have really good self-control, though.
You don't know how hard it's been.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine that. Even while we're doing this podcast, anytime Beth is speaking and I have, a minute of silence, I am currently chewing a Cobb salad over in the corner.
Well, see, Cobb salad's, kind of healthy. I'm looking at this cake. I'm I haven't worked out today. I don't deserve it.
It's drenched in ranch. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Not the cookie, our salads. We do, we sell cookies at Co-op. So we always look forward to our call in for when they need a restock, because it's always am I going to get the California turkey sandwich today? Am I going to get the Cobb salad? It's too hot for soup. But during the during the non-summer season, they have the best soup ever.
And you're like, how many frosés am I going to get? Is it too early in the day?
Right. It's one-stop shop.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
So yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. And that was, not a raunchy message by any means, but you do get some. Have you had any that you've had to turn down?
We have.
Yes. You can take that.
Yeah. Okay. This story is unique. So I get what? Are we considered older millennials? Anyway, we're
geriatric millennials.
We're millennials regardless. Yes. So for us, we take orders via website, email. You can text us, you can DM us, you can call us. We'll respond. So we got a DM from a gentleman asking for a cookie cake, which we said, of course. And then he proceeded to ask that if he sent us a picture of his genitals, if we could draw a picture of them on one of our quote unquote large cookies.
I meant a story that wasn't from me, someone else.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you away.
My parents listen to this. Could you not? That's inappropriate. Don't tell
I didn't mean to throw you under the bus.
No, but okay. So the only reason I'm not shocked is I listened to the other podcast and you mentioned that too, but it is unreal that someone would ask that.
And not only is it unreal, but as we said in the other podcast, and we tell people about this order because they were like, oh, it's just got to be one of your friends fucking with you. I'm like, no, the scary and sad and horrifying thing is that it's not. And of course, in his bio, he refers to himself as like a servant of the Lord.
They always do. They always
do fall back on the church. But, he's like a real live human that's like well into his 60s or 70s based off of the profile picture. I'm actually glad it happened because it's a great story to tell people. Right. Yeah. We did not fulfill the order and we did not see a picture of his penis.
Okay, so, good.
We blocked him before that terror could inflict itself upon us.
But we're actually very lucky in the fact that generally 99.9% of the orders that come through are good-natured and funny.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like sometimes we'll get the occasional that it's like, is this like teetering on the edge of bullying? But then you see the card associated with it and it's like a guy friend sending it to his cousin. And you're like, it's not even that horrible. But, as a business owner, we have to be very careful, especially in this day and age where it just seems to be sadly more common than not that sometimes people can really get down on one another. But fortunately, Penisgate was it for us.
Yeah. Penisgate was it.
Yeah.
I mean,
thank God.
Why? It doesn't matter. We don't need to get it. I'm just wondering, why does it have to be his own? You could just put a generic little whatever one on there.
Exactly, because we have a penis-shaped cookie cutter, which is very, very popular.
I think he just wanted us to see his member.
Yeah. I was assuming that was probably what it was. And I'm
not flattered. We were not flattered by that in the slightest.
I don't want to see it. And if he's listening this, you know who you are. Please don't ever ask a woman, a man, anyone, anything if you can send them a picture of your penis. Right. Let them ask you, okay?
I'm saying at least. You should have done it anyway, but at least he asked, and it wasn't just sent and be like, do this, please.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? That's a good outlook, actually.
But still,
silver lining.
Not great. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been even worse.
He was a Southern gentleman about his approach, I suppose.
Help
us all.
Sure.
Help us all.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and I love the bio. It's always, proud patriot, God-loving, whenever someone says or does something ridiculous like that. And you're just like,
it's always, could you be more stereotypical? You are a servant of the Lord, but yet you want your penis to be publicized. Okay, yeah, no.
To be served on a cookie.
For sure. Yes.
Did you even get a chance? Did he say who the cookie was going to be for? He was like, oh, this is for my wife.
He did say it was for his girlfriend.
For his girlfriend.
Creepy, which I find to believe is like a George Glass type of situation with a girlfriend, but we're sorry to her. I don't, for so many reasons, we're sorry for her.
Yeah.
That you didn't get a cookie and also the explicitive nature of your
yeah.
Ugh.
So, all right, we talked about the bad. You obviously, like you said, the vast majority are just normal and funny, and some of the stuff you all come up with on your own. But you've also, will put up cakes that people, your customers have come up with, whatever sayings or whatever. So I'm sure you've gotten some that are probably brilliant, and you just cracking up.
Oh, we have, and we have personally reached out to those people and been like, look. We know we would be your friend, and we just want to commend you for coming up with such a creative caption for this cake. So thank you for being born.
Yeah, there are some really witty people in this country, and we're very happy to know them.
Since they submitted it to you, I assume you can then use that later if you want to. I mean, you can obviously take a picture of it. If someone else wants to order it, then...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is kind of the domino effect. So for any really good ones, we generally post on Instagram, and then you do find that a lot of people... piggyback and copy that order, and it's great.
Right. And we also say to our customers a lot of times too, like, if you see a cake or a message suggestion on our page, you never have to use anything word for word. Draw inspiration from it. Even if you see a cookie cake that you like, but you want it to be more tailored for the recipient or your situation, like, reach out to us. We do often help a lot of people to customize. We'll send you nothing short of 5 to 10 options for your situation, occasion, recipient.
5 to 10? No, I end up sending like 20 to 30.
I'm saying nothing short of 5 to 10 though.
We go overboard.
We do go overboard, but it's like, we love these moments because it's really fun. It kind of helps to just show that we really do emulate our brand and what we do. So people we have found though that the cakes that get a lot of likes on Instagram, we end up doing a lot of them, which is wonderful with the exception of the cake. Because Beth, I'm the one speaking. I do all of the piping. And the most popular cake, I would have to say, of 2021 was the Erica Girardi. Oh, yeah. Tom's house was broken into. It's probably about 200 characters of this very infamous quote from Erica Jane from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Kind of this like crazy run-on sentence she gave about her husband, and it just made no sense and went every which way direction. And that probably was the most popular cake for a 6-month period last year.
You're gonna have to like order like some kind of like custom thing where you can just like fill in some icing and just like plop it on the cake.
Or just a new hand at this point.
Sure,
yes. New hand.
Yeah.
That might be a little more difficult, but we can look into that for you. You guys had a little moment there just a moment ago where you weren't arguing, but kind of like, no, I said this, but we usually send 20 or more. So that led me to think, what's it like? You guys obviously seem like you're very close. You finish each other's sentences sometimes. You've lived together. What's it like working with a sibling on a business like this?
Honestly, knock on wood, it's been really great. But since we can remember, we have been best friends. And even now that we're adults, a lot of times people will come up and be like, I'm so envious of your sister relationship. Like, I wish I had this kind of friendship with my sister or brother. We're very lucky. So, of course, we do get into disagreements. Not often. And when we do, the beautiful thing about us is we get over it as quick as we got into it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, I figured just based on how your relationship was, but I'll add that to my list after a punch. I'll ask you that again.
Oh,
see
yeah,
what you say about each other.
Please do.
We'll get the dirt later.
Yeah, we do. It's also nice, too, because it's just she and I that have all ownership in the company. So anytime we have a creative disagreement or something that we need to discuss, it's just her and I dealing with it. And we have communicated with each other our whole entire lives, as we know. So we are able to be very honest, which is great.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes we need to take a separate huff and puff break on our own. But our instances where we disagree and butt heads are so few and far between. And, anyone, even prior to starting our business, even when we lived in New York, we lived together. I mean, we share a car. We live in the same house. We share 2 dogs.
Yeah.
We share clothing from time to time.
We do.
So you're kind of stuck with each other, not just because you're family, but you got a company now. You live together. You got pets together.
Oh, yeah. And you better believe if we ever had a blowout, I would take your ass to court to fight custody for our dogs.
That's fine. But the funny thing is I actually have more ownership in the company than you. So.
Take the company. I'm taking the dogs.
All right. I was hoping we get a fight on air. Keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we will. I'll find you.
So where are you all? I can't believe we haven't even talked about this. Where are you all, making all of these? Do you have like your own space? Are you doing it from home?
We do. We have a space. We rent a space at Ghost Kitchen in North Charleston.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Which is awesome. And it's actually really fun to be in that kind of environment because, as we're saying, majority of the time it's just the two of us. So it's cool to be in there with other bakers and chefs. And it's a really cool space.
Any plans to have, your own shop or anything like that? What are the goals for the future?
Definitely in the 5-year plan.
Yes, we always say it's in the 5-year plan, but we do have some exciting things cooking.
Ooh, literally
right
and figuratively.
Yes,
this is true.
Right, play on words always. We are in the final process and phases now. We're just getting all of the computer programming, this, that, and the other thing of being a vendor on 1-800-Flowers.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah, which is awesome for us. So I'm the way that it's looking, I would say probably within the next 2 months, we will be live on 1-800-Flowers, where everyone across the country will have access to us, which is such great advertising for our company because 1-800-Flowers is the #1 gifting site in the United States. So that will just do wonders for our company and brand recognition and knowledge. So we've got that right now. Couple other exciting things that we're not allowed to speak about. Sorry.
Add it to the punch list. No problem.
Yeah, of course. But we do eventually, as I said, we're only 2 years old as a business. All good things take time. We've looked at a couple storefronts in Charleston just to see what we'd be up against.
Yeah.
There are some things that would obviously have to go into it. We'd have to do a pretty large build out just to be able to accommodate what we need to do to run this business. But we do have a really fun, simple, scalable storefront plan. We think it would be great. I know we're biased, but great in Charleston and other cities. We gave the cookie cake an upgrade, a makeover.
Yes, absolutely.
We're ready to take over.
There you go. I think you could work in a shop for sure, especially depending on what the other plans around it are. I think that'd be a lot of fun,
Definitely.
Walking out on King Street or wherever.
Totally.
I agree.
And it's super cheap, right? To just purchase a spot on King Street, I'm sure.
Oh my God, so cheap. And everything is just right there as you need. I mean, we looked at some spots, and coming from New York City,
Oh, true.
But it was not, you come from New York City, you move anywhere else besides like San Francisco or LA, Denver, DC, and you're like, oh, the prices, we are going to be balling out.
We're not.
No,
we're not. We're not balling out.
You're getting there, just a few more celebrities buying cakes, the millions of listeners to this podcast.
Billions.
You mean billions?
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race, but Charleston is by no means, it's the storefront spaces, especially in primetime King, Market Street area. I mean, Daddy Warbucks. It's no joke. However, if you have the means to do it, you will do well because we're seeing firsthand. This is the first time that we've kind of seen Charleston, I guess, since COVID has really lifted.
Oh, right.
We never knew Charleston prior to that. And this place is hustling and bustling 24/7.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. So have you all ever been to Charleston prior to when you moved down here?
We had each been here once before. Mm-hmm. My sister came with a guy she was dating. I came for a bachelorette party in which one of the party goers was arrested. So we each had a very different experience. I couldn't wait to get out of Charleston and get home because I was like, my friend just went to jail.
Oh
this is too much.
Yeah.
But we gave it another shot and we love it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I'm glad to hear it and glad that you are in Charleston with this company. And I'm sure you've noticed, as I have, Charleston people, they love their own, even if you are a transplant, but you're building something here, and they seem to like be really excited to support and share. And if you guys, open up stores other places, they'll be your biggest advocate, like, oh, they started in Charleston, they're ours.
I could not agree with this statement more.
I agree.
I actually said to someone the other day, and we're just about to embark on our 2-year anniversary living in Charleston. And when we first moved here, we didn't know shit about shit. We knew maybe one person. We didn't know left from right, up from down. Every person that we have made the best of friends. We have networked with the most wonderful people. We have had the privilege of people like Sarah Frick inviting us on her podcast and becoming friends with her. I mean, we really just feel so lucky to have been thrown into a mix. And I was saying to someone, Charleston is such a supportive city for business owners, small business owners, people starting a business.
Here, here.
Everyone from Helen Hall, who has been so wonderful in helping us. All of these people that we have met, they're interested in your story. They want to see if there's a way that they can introduce you to someone. They want to help you network. They have a friend that knows a friend, this, that, and the other thing. And we just feel very grateful to have been kind of thrown into this. It's been such a pleasant surprise. We pinch ourselves because it is really, outside of being such a beautiful, fun city, it just has so much to offer.
The people rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place. That's why we all move here and stay here, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Before I let you go, which is very, very sad because I could talk to y'all forever, but unfortunately, there's a limit on podcasts. People start tuning out eventually, even if everyone who's talking is super cool, like the three of us.
I agree.
But I wanted to bring up, because you were too classy to do it on your own, you both are, with your company, are also involved with like nonprofits and local organizations, which I think is pretty amazing. And since I brought it up for you, please tell me about some of the stuff you've done in the community already, some of the places you volunteered with.
Yes. So I and Beth as well, we've always worked for someone else, which was a great learning experience for both of us. But I remember being like, I can't wait till I work on my own and I can give back to the organizations that mean the most to me, and I can be outspoken about the causes that I care about. And yeah, we're able to do that now. So we're really active with 2 organizations, Beyond Basic in Somerville. They are absolutely incredible. We are actually, the next time we'll be there is on Wednesday. And we also volunteer with We Are Family, which is an organization based in Charleston that gives back to the LGBTQIA+ community. And these are just 2 places that for us they really are like family now. They mean so much to us to let us get involved and include us in on some of their wonderful events. And yeah, it's just been really cool to be able to put our time and money into organizations that mean a lot to us and that give back to the community.
Yeah, we just knew that when we started a company that it's the least that we can do to take a little bit of time or to designate some profit from a specific cookie
and
or
even
a month.
Raising awareness.
Yeah, to raise awareness. Maddie didn't mention, but Beyond Basic is a group of mentally handicapped adults, autistic, Down syndrome, it's a beautiful organization because they teach these adults life skills. So we're looking forward to in the future, and we've already been in touch with them about working with some of the members within the organization that can help us with things, appropriate tasks within our business, which gives them, a job and a purpose. They work with a job coach. But it's a great organization. We feel very lucky to work with them. We've also done some donations with Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah. MUSC. Especially during COVID, we would match a lot of orders and donate them to the medical care workers at MUSC.
We take cakes sometimes up to the fire department.
Yeah.
I feel like there might be an alternative motive on that one.
Maybe firemen are hot,
Yeah,
especially
see.
in Charleston, man.
That was
They
like when I
are.
first moved here, I had like friends who were here first, all women, and that was like one of the first things. So like, these firemen down here are hot. So I had a feeling there might be some ulterior motives on that one.
Well, of course.
But in our defense, we delivered the cakes when they were actually out, working on a mission. So we didn't even get to.
But did you know that before you left?
But we'll be back.
Yeah, next time we go back,
Yeah,
it's going to
okay,
be full
that's what I
hair,
thought.
Absolutely.
full hair, full makeup, ready for your delivery.
But no, it's cool to be able to give back and
No, of
just
course.
spread awareness of these organizations that mean so much. And, again, when you work for someone else, you don't really have the freedom of speech the way you do in your own company. And it's cool to stand up for the things that we believe in.
Yeah, I hear you there. And I appreciate you guys using your voice with your company for good. As we said, I think off air, but we are pretty aligned with some of our beliefs and organizations we think are important. So I appreciate you all doing that for sure. And I know lots of other people do as well. So is there anything that you think I didn't ask that's important that you want to say about your company, yourselves, whatever, anything you want to, that I maybe just I completely spaced on that you think is important?
Well, I think that we love to get into the whole rattle thing and not really even talk about our company. We've done this on so many podcasts before, but just to give the basic general rundown, we are a custom cookie cake and cookie business. We offer 13-inch, our signature 13-inch cookie cakes. We offer them in gluten-free, vegan, and regular, so something for everybody. We have, I think as it stands, 10 flavors on the menu. We do some seasonal rotations. We have brownies. We have edible cookie dough. But on our 13-inch cookies, we can fit up to 175 characters, give or take some additional. But be kind, because I am the one piping. And unless you want to pay for a hand massage, let's keep it at about 175. And then we also do little cookies, custom 5-inch cutout cookies. We have everything from penises to balloons to party hats to hearts.
And I did just post we also have the uterus, and I did post some girl power cookies.
Nice,
Yes, so
very
we have
appropriate. It's good.
Yes, we have those. We offer those in sugar, funfetti, and chocolate chip. We can pipe up to about 25 to 30, depending on the occasion and size of the cookie shape. We ship nationwide. We do local pickups and deliveries for a small fee. You can also find us in Co-op on Sullivan's, IOP, and Kiowa. We are in Hustle from time to time. We were doing something with Atlas last month.
Is that the vegan food truck food delivery? Yeah, I had them.
Oh my God.
They're really
good. If you
good.
have not had their food,
You have to
I
check them
have,
out.
yeah.
They love for them, because my God, their food is delicious.
Yes, very good. And this is not a paid plug, but they are very delicious. And you can order their food I think weekly and have it delivered to you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
it's all vegan or vegetarian.
And usually with things like that, you're expecting everything to taste like mush and dirt, and theirs is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. So, you can kind of find us. Our website is eatmecookiecakes.com. Our Instagram handle is eatmecookiecakes. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay. Sometimes I get a little backwards.
I understand.
There's so many things.
Yes.
And we are very interactive with our customers, so anyone can feel free to text, call, DM, email us. No questions are bizarre or strange. We've heard it all. We've seen it all.
That's true.
We have a pretty quick turnaround time as well. So if anybody is listening and needs a cookie in 3 hours, we got you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in Charleston, not obviously.
Yeah, right.
In California. But we have a 12 to 24-hour turnaround. We offer 3 different types of shipping. We will get you your cake just how you like it, just how you want it.
Nice. And all those links, Instagram and the website will be in the show notes. So everyone listening can just quickly click on over and go order yourself some cakes. This will be coming out on 4th of July, but this episode, but there will be lots of celebrations you know, that these cookies are good for, or just for ha-has, you know, just a little
Exactly.
thinking of
Agree.
somebody, you know. So I love the business. You guys are hilarious, and I always enjoy watching your stories and everything. And so thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me, especially during these times. It was nice to just laugh and have fun, and I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. We love you.
We appreciate you finding us cool enough to be featured on your podcast.
Yeah, truly.
Far cooler than me. I try to invite cool people on the podcast, so I feel cooler.
I don't know how cool we are. It's all relative, but we appreciate you feeling the need to interview us. That's always flattering.
Of course. Thank you guys again, and I will absolutely be ordering more cookie cake shortly.
Yes, and please let us know what you think. I know that you got a funfetti. I love funfetti.
I know. There wasn't even a debate. He was like, oh, well, funfetti, obviously.
Yeah, that's kind of my go-to favorite.
Yeah, it is.
So please let us know. All feedback is good feedback.
Yeah, I'll definitely let y'all know. The plan is take a couple pictures, and then I will be diving in today because... yeah, I want to finally.
Because why not?
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Love that.
Exactly. Well,
Treat yourself.
Thank you all again so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. We love you.
And that is it. Another amazing episode. Definitely the pick-me-up I needed. A fun conversation with two fun people who have an amazing and hilarious business. And like I said, very tasty. Can't wait to finish off this cookie cake I ordered. But I hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to check them out. You can support them, of course, by purchasing one of their cookie cakes or some of their other products that they have. You can support this show by going to holycitycenter.com/shop, as well as patreon.com/holycitycenter. Thank you to Lindsay Marie Collins, who produces each and every episode with LMC Sound System. She also has a podcast, F&B Radio, which you should check out. Also, big thanks to Tyler Boone, who plays all the music you hear in each and every episode. And thanks to all of you for listening. I really appreciate y'all coming back week after week. And, you know, it's just a lot of fun for me. So thank you for letting me to keep doing it. I'm glad people are interested. We have another amazing episode coming out here shortly, so stay tuned. Be sure to rate and subscribe if you haven't already, and share the podcast with anybody who you think may be interested in it. Any other fans of Charleston and people who want to be in the know with some of the, you know, best folks being interviewed all the time. So let them know about this show. And until then, good night and good luck.